Hello world! Way of Time here, bringing to you another episode of Factorio. So, advanced material processing is slowly making a bit of headway, however it's not making the best headway, so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is quickly just add 2 more science units here. Now, I did make quite a bit of stuff for my science. I made 2 more labs, and I added a few more science packs. Well, I refilled the bloody things with science pack thingies. I can't even word today. So, as you can see with our energy consumption, however, we are consuming slightly more than we are able to produce, and that's not exactly the best in the world. Now, it says that our available performance, unfortunately, is at a very low amount compared to our actual performance. So, it's just not good. Bad news bears, as someone would like to say. So, now this does give us a bit of a quandary, which means that we're gonna either have to move our copper mine, or are we even able to put one more down here? We are not at all, and we need quite a few more of these boilers to actually do anything productive with us. So, what I'm thinking is we're probably going to have to temporarily halt our energy production so that we can move this up, or what I'm thinking is probably a better idea, make another offshore pipe and have it so that we can gradually move everything. Let's see. If we were to move it such that it's there, we'd have the boilers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is a good amount. Probably is. And this would basically be where it is. 1, 2. There we go. And we can then fill those up. And then actually I think the only thing we really need to do right now is just get some ground things and get quite a few pipes as well. Actually, we don't really need any pipes, but it's nice to have. And do we have a production of inserters? We do. Do we actually have any inserters that are left over? We are getting a bit of a surplus of inserters, so that is good. Is it much of a surplus? Not really, but I think that the 5 that we had there plus our other one will be good enough for our devices. There we go. We'll just need to add energy to those, but that's easy enough to do. Oops. Yeah, kind of not what we want to do. We kind of want to make something a bit more overly dramatic than that. And then we just need to rip up a bunch of trees. Deforesting things in games since 2012. Back in a sec. We are able to place these now. I'm thinking we could probably have 6 steam engines in total. So all that we really need to do is bring this along, power this up with the power-up magic, and maybe just do like this. No, we need to... guess we have to go like that. Get out of my way, tree! Do this, and we're gonna need a few more of those, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. It means that we are advancing quite a bit better than we were before, but it still does mean that it's gonna be a bit of a PITA in this situation. So let's get basically all of our power and add it to here. 8 trees. I'm trying to build a factory here. Greenpeace would kill me right now. There we go. And final creme de la creme, I think. Assuming that I can actually get any of this to work. There we go. So now after we deconstruct this, grab some of this, get this, and this, we are basically entirely relocated. And we have all of our available performance up and standardized. Not really standardized, but you know what I mean. So we got all of our boilers boiling, and I'm not sure what the ratio of boilers to steam engines is. I'm probably going to have to actually do some hard number crunching for that, but I think we basically have it situated. Now, what I think I might want to do is run the conveyor eventually over here, or at least have the area where I want to have the next boiler row right there. That's where I'll want to have it. Probably going to want to do the offshore pump. Can't put it there. Seems like it needs some sort of something like that. And that can get all the line up there. And good timing, we got our advanced material processing. So what this does is we are able to make a steel furnace, which is going to, surprise, surprise, require steel. And let's see, is our iron really lacking? Not really, but it will get a higher production amount once we actually get it going, so we can change it right now. So what I'm thinking is maybe bring down a row for steel processing, and then just for now have some sort of steel, just because it will be used in later tech tiers, even though it's not used much at our point in development. So let's see, let's grab a few more of those, and I think we're just gonna have to do that. And how much? Might as well go half and half, and check out what we have available. We can make engines, and we can also make better electrical distribution. I think I'm gonna go for this one so that we can better distribute our stuff. However, I mean, why not go for a military branch? We need a submachine gun, maybe a shotgun, but we'll also get some shotgun shells out of the process, and then we can probably start on a few more archaic branches of military involvement. You know. So, let's take probably that entire branch, get that, and bring that up. That should basically be enough. And we'll have all of our steel processing go down this lane. And that basically means maybe let's have 2 Ferni to start with. 1, 2, da. Okay, so that military. Let's look at what that gives us in a second. Let's see. 1, 2. There and there. That needs means we need fuel, don't we? I could manually fill this. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Or I could have some other method to do so. Could just simply route some of that coal over here. You know what would be good? Some sort of robot technology. What is required to get robotics? A lot of junk. So construction, logistics things. This might be able to bring, like, provide and send a bunch of stuff. However, it needs a bunch of things that we definitely don't have. Advanced circuitry, flying robot frames, and it needs flight robotics. Flight alone needs an electric engine, which we are nowhere close to. And robotics needs batteries, which needs sulfur, which needs oil processing. Oil processing is something we probably want. However, I think our energy distribution does come at a bit of a priority. I think I'll manually fill those for now. Let's see. Let's get our energy first. There. So that'll give that, and we'll also need another one for that. We'll get a simple chest with 2 of these. Not going to actually need 2 of those, but let's see. There we go. And there's something popping up on me. There we go. Always a good idea to have. Hey, look! Autodesk is kind of needing to update right now. I don't care. I don't even use that program anymore for some reason. I think that's enough coal. Is that enough coal? Probably enough coal. We'll see how much coal it is. Coal! That's very cool of you. And we'll probably not want much steel. We'll limit it to 4, because this is going to take quite a bit of our iron resources. However, we will want to have quite a bit once we actually make the furnace. Now the furnace need 8 steel plates per and 10 stone bricks per, and if we look at the steel, it requires 5 iron each. So I'm gonna wait a bit for all of this to process, then eventually we'll probably want to replace these first and then those, and then I think that should put us in a happy mindset for our endeavors. Back in a bit. Okay, 22 steel. What does that give us? Only 2 steel for an eye. I guess we could use that for increasing the amount that we get here. At least one of those for now. And this only really doubles one furnace, so it's akin to just placing one more furnace down. So I'm thinking the production of steel will probably take priority. That's assuming that we can actually get enough stuff to go this way. It all depends on the splitters, because right now, sure, basically half of our stuff is going this way, and half of it's going this way. But then it goes to basically a quarter. It's only half and half right now because this is full, and therefore we're getting pretty much all of our steel going this way, blah 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 blah. Words, lots of words. So right now, all we can really do is upgrade these individually, one by one. Our copper production is more than satiating our entire enterprise at this moment. You can see that. Well, what are we actually using copper for? We're using copper for our Science Pack 1, but that's only 1 per, not much. And we're also using it for these, however, that's for the circuits. This is slowed down because we actually have to wait for the iron. So maybe I can speed up the copper use by giving half a stack there, and that should be good. Ugh, hate having the sniffles. Now here's one thing that worries me. Actually, this map currently as it stands now both worries me and makes me slightly excited at our spawn. And I am for some reason moving. Okay, that actually explains things. Oops, we kinda need some of that, don't we? Okay, so you can see over here we have a 2-stage population, 1, 2. 2-stage, 2-factor population, whatever, and we also have one here too. If we look at our pollution map, we're it's just flickering over here, so we are now within the range, probably just by adding those 2 furnace. If we look, pollution 3.6 and 1.9. Okay, we are now in the pollution map of that area, so probably a good idea would be to make a few walls and cover these so that we are not going to lose them to the initial wave. Now what we're probably going to want to do, since it's only 2, is we're going to want to bring ourselves over that direction. Let's see what we have. We have a medium electric pole, 7x7 area. I think we already discussed those. And a big electric pole, which it says only 4x4. However, the fact is that it has a 30 wire reach compared to the 9 wire reach of these and the 8 wire reach of these. So it'll go a lot farther. Now, let's see. What's new research? We could probably go for engines, though that's not really going to help much. Electric, we don't really need a substation. In fact, we can't make them anyway. This isn't going to help since we're not really going inventory to inventory. It says inserters are moving from one container to another. They can move more items at the same time, so 1 per. Not going to help. What could help is this. Or we could go military 2, which gives us piercing rounds magazines, which might actually help. Or basic grenades also. Yeah, those would be helpful, really helpful. Or we could go oil processing. I'm thinking we're going to need to go the militaristic approach because I want to get rid of that thing as soon as possible. Now, an interesting thing is that we're on kind of like a crescent sea-ish area. And depending on how this river, or at least the water body, goes, it might go like this, or basically cutting it out so we only have advances from this direction. That'd be easy enough to wall/turret up. Or it could go down like this, meaning that we'd have to do some sort of crescent pattern. But we only have 2 enemy areas on our map anyways, so that is good. Steel. Okay, steel. And we're missing stone bricks, which of course is obvious why that is. It'd be nice to turn all this wood into charcoal or something. Even though I'm not going to be on this stage for long, it is a hassle having so much wood in my inventory, and I never actually use all this wood. I mean, what are the actual uses for this? Only for, like, the weakest of chests, which obviously I'm not going to use much, if at all, at a certain point. Okay, military 2, research, you got grenades and piercing round magazines. So we can make a grenade by some iron and coal, or we can make better guns. I'm kind of inclined to both, if I were to be honest. Okay, let's make that iron a bit faster. We'll see how many quarries this equates to. We might need to place 1 more drill to keep up with everything, but a submachine gun and maybe a few more rounds of the ammo. Let's just wait for the submachine gun to craft and put that there instead. So we get something more akin to that. A lot faster, though it does chew up the ammo. Okay, let's see what enterprises we have next. Oil processing does make a few things available for us. However, it's going to be difficult to get fully going. Let's actually start the researching. We're going to need a few more Science Pack 2s, aren't we? So let's get... that'll be enough Science Pack 2s, and definitely enough Science Pack 1s, so we'll be able to pack everything in. I long for the days where I don't have to worry about science packs, packing everything. Whatever. Let's go. That should give us an even enough distribution. And I'm wondering, how are we going to advance on that area before they advance on us? Because they are definitely now within our area of influence. Now, oil processing, these pink purplish dots over here are the oil spots that we'll be able to use, and then we'll be able to barrel the stuff up, contain it, blah blah blah. But we're going to need to have a much more safe area than we currently do. Now that I think of it, we got a lot of iron now, so what we could probably do is yeah, I like that idea. Maybe we can autocraft a bit of ammo for us. I think I like the idea of having the better crafter to start off with. Why are you rotated that way? That works better. Go with one of those. That'll take a bit. Then we'll probably plonk it down here. Let's plonk this down. We'll need the energy, and we'll need 3 spaces. And I'm just gonna be a pain in the ass right now. Go inserter, then we need energy like that. We're gonna need another inserter. Yep, I did not overcomplicate things. Go with that. Might as well have a bunch of inserters at our ready anyways. I mean, come on. Now, an interesting thing is when we can't do advanced electronics anyways, so I'm not even going to bother showing that. Well, I can't kind of show it, because I don't even have any plastics, so I am going in a loop of craziness, because, you know, why not? Anyways, so, insert out, we'll get this, We'll need a chest of some sort. Might as well go with this. We want to basically have it full of ammo, so we'll not worry about a hard cap right now. Go like that, and then we need to get our ammo. We could autocraft piercing round magazines. I mean, why not? We have the steel and we have the copper in big supplies, so let's go and do that right now instead. So we're going to thus need to route our copper down a bit, or we could route this thing over here. In fact, that might be a better idea than what we had otherwise. So route this way? Maybe? Route this way, then bring that down here? I don't know, that kind of seems like an odd way to do things. We still need to, let's just plonk this down here, so we have a direct supply of that. If we route it, yeah, that'll work. This, might as well get it started. This, to pull out and directly into chest, will, if we need to expand it, we'll expand it later on. We don't need to expand it right now, however, so we won't worry about it. And we'll just need one of these things to route through this way. Just like that. Just switch directions. And bring this around here. Let me do stuff, please. There we go. Was that so hard? Probably was, but I'm not gonna bother asking you because I don't care about your opinion. See, how do you like that? How do you like that? No, there's no point in saying it because I just don't care. Huh? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Thankfully I'll get a few piercing round magazines out of this, and this will give a lot more damage than our 2 per. Only 4 out of... There's only 10 bits of ammo per? Wow. This is gonna drain quickly. Maybe I should make more bits of automation for this. Have it a chain instead. That really depends. I think I'll let this cook a bit. But then we're going to need to get into some more arcane affairs, I'd say. More of these. Maybe we can start with a few of these. Go out and maybe have a few backup turrets. 4 turrets, yeah. We'll want to defend our position while we're marching along this way. Have some dropbacks. And basically, yeah, I think this initial assault, we can at least try one assault. 1 or 2 assaults. Or 3. Or 5. I don't know. The sky's the limit here. Okay, let's craft up a few artillery stuff and then get at it. So, I am a little scared about this endeavor, quite frankly. I don't think it's very likely that I'll survive, especially this first onslaught that I ever do. That's why I made sure to save, etc. And the thing about this game is there's no respawning, so I'm gonna have to basically go back to the point that I saved. And that does make me a little anxious, so we're gonna have to probably take this at a reasonable pace. So it seems that there are basically trees between me and it. So I got some grenades, 11 grenades. Got a few things. I'm gonna have to basically be careful of the map. Oh, there's those things. Up, here it is. So gonna have to fight. I made myself a shotgun, thankfully. So gonna need to be... The only problem with these things is that I have to fill them manually, which is a bit of a problem. Okay. Fill. Dang it! Fill. There it is. Okay. Fight. Okay. Got a shotgun as well. Dang it. Seems like they're only spawning ones, so they're the small types. So let's go throw these down. There's some spawning over there too. No, they might not have spawned there, but they probably were there before. Okay. Oh! Oh, that wasn't so bad. There's a lingerer over here, I think. No, that's just an oil well. Oh my goodness. That went actually very well, I guess because I expected this sort of thing. Or, I don't know, let's grab our turrets. Oop, armor crafting. You're a bit late, bud. You're a bit late. Okay, let's get over there. And it seems we have 10 alien tokens? Let's see. Alien artifacts. Huh. That is indeed interesting. So, ooh. Not what I was hoping for. So, apparently it does open up this way, so the river doesn't bend, so to speak. And it does seem like there might be land that way, so that's not gonna be good. Here's that oil I was talking about, 139% yield. And a dinky little copper patch. Aw, isn't it cute? Just so cute. Okay, and I didn't even need the shotgun that I made. Take that, sucker! Wasting ammo like no tomorrow! Wahaha! And walking with a very odd gun under my shoulder. Anyway, so let's see. Seems that our arm production is going at a good enough rate. Our ammo production, high-scale ammo production, was probably a bit premature if I were to say so. However, we did get 10 alien artifacts out of this endeavor, and that is okay. Are we able... let's try it again, shall we? I think we might as well. Now, it seems like the entirety of my existence is going to be snug in between two nice rock-hard logs, but I guess that's... ooh. This doesn't look as inviting as I initially thought or hoped. Let's make a turret position initial. Get a nice rock-hard safe way there. And we're going to want to fill you with probably that amount. Let's see. On our map, there seems to be a added amount over there. Oh my gosh. Small little buggers. Small little buggers. Whew. Okay. Doesn't seem bad at all. Okay. In fact, this gun is kind of making quick short work of them. Hey! Get away from my turret that's not actually doing anything. Up! Over here. Now, can that actually reach over there? No, it can't. So I think I'm going to make the brazen shotgun approach. Take that! Oh, crud. Crud, crud. Just take that. I don't care. Die, eat lead, eat poison. I don't know. This isn't actually lead. Funnily enough, it's actually a mixture of steel, which is carbon, and iron, and also a bunch of copper. For some reason, just throwing copper into this just because, you know, liven up the mood, etc, etc, etc. Come on, there we go. That was a letdown. Then again, it only gave 3 + 4 tokens. So I suppose that... Hey, come back here! Or are they retreating? Why are they retreating that direction? Does it mean that there's something a bit more morbid in this direction? Some sort of major colony activity? I could. I mean, why not? Except if it eats my brains, which means that might be a good reason why not. Oh my god. Oh my god. It seems like it's another case of those spawner things. Heck, I don't even need a turret. I can just take these things myself. And I thought these guys was scary. Ugh. Take that, chump change. Take that, Michael Jordan. You have nothing on me. I'm throwing hoops on you. Oops. That's not good. Up. I guess I'm gonna have to do it the manual way. Biter spawner. Take away many biter things. Okay, anything else? Anything else, chumps? Anything else? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Dead bodies everywhere. And out of a lot of ammo. But I suppose having ammo is one of the perks of a factory. Who would have thought it? Now, it's probably going to be a bit more annoying when I actually have large enemies that I'm going to have to deal with. I mean, those, as you could probably see in that entire mayhem, scuffle, etc., they were only the small ones. So, ooh, big iron as well as copper. Oh well, let's go back to base. Dun da 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 da, repairing my machines. Da 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 da. I probably didn't need those, but oh well. Waste resources, whatever. So it seems we ran out of time today. We did manage to get quite a bit of stuff done, at least militarily. Construction-wise, not so much. All we managed to do was a very small steel processing ability, and also allowing us to make a few more steel furnaces and a bunch of other stuff that will be at our disposal, such as, well, a lot of armament stuff. We managed to tackle down 3 enemy bases, even though I was only planning to have 1, and to think I thought I would have died on that. Actually, I did think I would die, you know, a bunch of other stuff. Pride, punishment, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, it seems like we are going to need a bit more iron for endeavors. Now that we managed to open up those land masses, we should be able to have no problem at all expanding, except for the fact that there are problems in the fact that we have a bunch of trees. So, in the next episode, after I deforest a bunch of area, we'll probably go on to some more resources, probably look at some plastic building, which is going to require our oil processing. We'll need to get something like that, and look at all these other fun things. Small pump. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Factorio. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.